Good morning, good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, since we all reside in different parts of the world. And if you are an international visitor or even local, I wanted to welcome you here. My name is Alaverdyan. I am an associate registered therapist here in the heart of Los Angeles, California. Where I work is in Valencia, California. It's a private practice called New You Therapy Center. Beautiful center where we offer various therapeutic services, psychological testings, ketamine infusions, and services basically to render mental health needs. I'm also an author here in California. I have launched my journal that is called Memoirs of a Mother, and it's a journal with prompts sold on Amazon. And I've also launched affirmation cards in Armenian and English. So if there's anybody out there that wants to learn the language of Armenia, which is Armenian, the affirmation cards will be available to purchase at the end of February, hopefully. But I welcome you. I welcome you to this platform. It is my first time doing something like this for the Glendale Public Library. It was my honor to be asked to speak about self-love. So Valentine's is approaching, and I think many of us have this perception in our minds that to be in a relationship has to be pertaining another partner, which essentially is correct, right? We want a partner, we want love, we want that validation. But I think ultimately one of the most important relationships that we can ever have is the one we could have with ourselves. So in order to connect with others and have a good relationship, I think we really need to find good connection relations with ourselves first. And that's one of the most important things that I apply in my practice as a practicing therapist. So I kind of wanted to talk about, what does it mean to be connected with ourselves? Because it's hard to kind of think about it. It's hard to process it. So what do I mean by that? To have a relationship with yourself is to ultimately love yourself so hard that you fall in love with yourself. And it might sound silly, it might sound funny in the beginning, but loving yourself means respecting yourself, respecting your flaws, acknowledging your flaws, accepting yourself for who you are. So whether you are Asian, Latin, Armenian, American, from whatever, Native American or Indian, whatever nationality, African American, right? It doesn't matter what nationality, what religion, what ethnic background you come from. The idea is to connect with yourself first. And I think one of the most important skills that I practice with people that are struggling with self-love or confidence issues is write a list of the things that you absolutely adore and accept about yourself. It could be out of 300, it could be out of 400, 500, but keep a journal and name it My Journal or your diary and list out things that you absolutely adore about yourself. I love the way I look. I love the way I speak. I love that I'm compassionate. I love that I'm caring. I love that I love to learn. But don't focus about the physicality or the exterior motives. I want you to dive deeper than that. So instead of talking, you can list out the things that you like about yourself as far as your looks and your characters go. But I also want you to dive into your internal world a little bit. Talk about your personality. What do you love about your personality traits? What do you like yourself as a communicator, as a person who's breathing, as a person who's living? What have you done for somebody within the last 30 years, 40 years, 60 years, however old you are, 90 years, 20 years? What have you done that really made you look at yourself like, okay, I'm a good person. This is what I like. I like the fact that I'm nice. I like the fact that no matter how hard life has been and how many difficult obstacles that I've gone through, I am still standing and I'm able to smile. I'm able to still ask for help. Asking for help is an incredibly courageous thing, and that's a characteristic. So I recognize my ego. I love the fact that I don't allow my ego to take control over me. I ask for help. I'm a kind person. I'm a loving person. I'm compassionate. I still want to learn. When I see people on the streets, I say hello. So those are all internal characteristics, and I want you to literally analyze every single good trait that you have, and I want you to write them down. So you might have these ideas in your head, in your mind, but it's very important to write it down, because when you write, your subconscious mind picks it up. So not only visually, but subconsciously, you recognize the good traits that you have. So after you're done listing all the great things about yourself, I want you to write the things that you don't like about yourself, meaning things that you want to change about yourself. It could mean, I like to change my response system so that when somebody says something, I don't resort to attacking them or being defensive. I want a response. I don't want to react. I want to learn to be more responsive. I'd like to say hello more often. I like to not shut down when people are asking me how I'm feeling. I want to change the way my hair is. Then you can resort to the exteriors, right? I don't feel healthy. I want to change my eating habits. I want to eat healthier. I want to sleep more. So those are all part of who you are. They're your identity. So start writing the things that you don't like and things that you want to change, essentially. So why is it important to write down the good and the bad? Because anyway, they're a part of who we are. And there might be things that you're not really happy about yourself and are not really content about yourself or feel very subconscious about, but you can change those things. So I want you to always remember, no matter how you see yourself, you have full control over how you can perceive and change yourself. You can. So if you are feeling like, I want to lose weight, this is something that a lot of people struggle with, I want to lose weight, don't think that you cannot control that. So instead of, thinking about dieting, you can think about changing your lifestyle so you can eat a little bit healthier, like adding more nutritional things to your diet. So you have full control over how you see yourself and how you fall in love with yourself. Now, how does a relationship with yourself, how does it carry out with the relationships you will have with others? So if you're a type of person that's had relationships that haven't really worked out, or are in a relationship that's kind of difficult to navigate through, this is something big that I'm going to tell you, and we'll talk more in depth about it. I'll explain more in depth about it, but how you see yourself is what you're going to attract out there. And this is so big because, people often settle with wrong people, right? You tend to be in a relationship with wrong people because you think you know what you deserve. You have this idea, but you don't really understand what you deserve. And what you deserve is greatness. What you deserve is love. What you deserve is respect. So if you, in your mind, or are you reading about respect and love, and you can't even provide that for yourself, how is anyone else going to fulfill you? How is anyone else going to give that to you? So that's why it's so important to have a good relationship with yourself first. So learn to respect yourself. And you learn by respecting your flaws and all the goods and the bads that come with it. You learn to love yourself no matter what you do, even the most horrible mistakes you've had. You're human and it's okay. We all make those mistakes, but that's not a reason to fall out of love from yourself. Because again, if you want somebody to love you, respect you, if you want that solid relationship, Valentine's Day is in the corner. Who doesn't want love? Who doesn't want affection? Who doesn't want intimacy? Who doesn't want validation and acknowledgement and all those wonderful things that come with a relationship? But you have to give yourself that first so that you don't have that really large expectation from a partner, because sometimes it's really hard to render that expectation. So very important thing. So how you get connected with yourself is first, right now, as you're watching this, I want you to take a nice deep breath in. Inhale and exhale. And I want you to tell yourself, I am enough. I am enough. Whether you like yourself or not, tell yourself that you are enough. It is now, here and now, you're going to acknowledge where you are at. So if there are things that you have to work on, things that you don't need to work on, things where you want to work on, wherever you're at, I want you to take that deep breath again, and I want you to tell yourself, I'm going to meet myself where I'm at. I'm not going to jump ahead. I'm not going to compare myself, and I'm not going to go back to the past, and I'm not going to think about tomorrow. I can't change the past. I can't control tomorrow. I have now, and I'm going to accept where I'm at now. So for example, if you don't feel good right now, you're going to tell that to yourself. I don't feel good right now, and that's okay, because this is temporary. This is my journey to self-love. And how I'm going to find self-love is first accepting that I don't love myself right now. And I want to have a good relationship with myself right now. The second thing you're going to do is resort to your good attributions and your bad attributions. And you're going to look at the bad attributions, and you're going to look at it with microscopic views and visions, and you're going to tell yourself, what do I need to change on this? How am I going to work on this? Now, there might be things on there that's going to be hard for you to do on your own. You can reach out to resources. There's so many therapists like myself that are willing to help. So many in your area. Psychology.com, go and type in therapists near me, and the resources are endless. They will come up. But it's that journey to finding really what is it about yourself that's disconnecting you? What is it about yourself that you are not in love with? What parts of yourself you're not in love with? Because that's essentially what leads to change. And always have the things that you do love about yourself in the back of your mind, and you're going to use that as affirmations every day. Scientifically, statistically, not scientifically, statistics, and so many studies have been done that affirmations after a good 30 days is going to help the way you feel about yourself. So if you love your looks, you tell yourself, I'm so beautiful every morning. If you love how compassionate you are, you tell yourself, I love how compassionate you are. I am every morning. So the key is to arise all the great parts about yourself and acknowledge all the things that you don't like about yourself, because they're changeable. You have full control. That's how you reconnect back with yourself. And if you reconnect, you're going to attract beauty and so many wonderful things, because the best relationship you can have on this planet is the one with yourself. So learn to appreciate the parts that you don't really like, because they're there for a reason. And no one's perfect. Even the most perfect person you think are perfect have so many imperfections. So what you see on the outside can be so perfect, but on the inside could be so broken. Everyone's fighting a battle. Everyone's trying to change something about themselves. So you're definitely not alone. But in order to find that relationship, you're gonna have to fall in love with yourself first. You're gonna have to give yourself that respect, that love, that acknowledgement. Be the type of parent you were always seeking for yourself. Be the type of relationship that you're seeking out there for yourself first. Be the love of your life for yourself first. Those are big words. Those are life-changing terms. Hopefully you take something from this today. Blessings, and remember, the best relationship you can have is the one with yourself first. Thank you.